Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the new Sedici Corsa 2 race suit. Now, this is going to be a ground-up redesign of the suit. A lot of the key factors that people have liked about the suit will carry through, but there are a lot of key updates with this, including more stretch and more compatibility with airbags. So they have been testing their suits with airbags, so this is now officially airbag compatible. And if you're really looking within the line, this is still going to be a sub $1,000 race suit. Price has increased a little bit. It's now coming around the $800 price point, but for everything you're going to get here, still a tremendous amount of value. If you're looking for more value within Sedici's line, you could look at the Chicane 2. That is going to give you more of a relaxed fit, but you are going to sacrifice some of the sophisticated stretch capabilities that the Corsa 2 is going to offer. That one is around the $600 price point. This is also much more of an aggressive race fit in general. So let's start with sizing. Mr. McHugh on my left-hand side stands at 6 feet tall, measures his chest at 44 inches, weighs in at 220 pounds, and he is wearing this in a size 56. Now, if you're paying attention, if you are in Sedici's size chart, he should actually be in a size 54. We definitely sized him up to a 56 for him to fit into this, and that's the one note. If you're using the size chart, you're going to want to bump up one size. Now, if you remember to when we did the video, or if you haven't seen the video yet, when we had Pat in the Chicane 2, he was in a 54 in that, but if he was going to use it with an airbag system, he would have to size up to a 56. Pat is in a 56 here, and there's so much stretch incorporated here, he would feel comfortable using an airbag system with this. So there's no size up again recommendation. If you're using the size chart, size up one size from what it recommends to get your true size in the Corsa 2. Sizes will range from a 48 up to a 60, and in addition to this being airbag compatible, the materials being used are now CE AAA rated and tested, okay? So let's start at the top and work our way through some of the things that have carried over as well as some of the things that have changed. The first thing you'll notice is a redesign of the collar. You're now getting this little pop of neoprene at the front. The collar has been redesigned for extra comfort. Definitely a little bit more room down here if you're in more of a full tuck position. The stretch on this now goes all the way up and around the collarbone. So you have what's essentially a floating shoulder because you have stretch material that goes up, and then the accordion stretch in the perforated leather comes around the back. We'll see more of that when we get Mr. McHugh to turn around backwards. Perf at the top of the shoulders. The main redesign here is in the TPU shoulder panel. So this is a dual density shoulder panel. Previously, if you remember, Sedici was pretty much just buying off the rack panels and just making them work within the suit. The problem is it just jeopardized a bit of the suit design. So what they decided to do was they decided to design their own TPU sliders for the shoulder, for the elbow, and it just helps to change the overall look of the suit as well as some of the functionality. Now the armor here is still CE level 2 axial armor in the elbows, the shoulders, and the knee. You can see right here, it's a soft armor, comfortable, yet CE level 2 rated. There are pockets at the chest, at the back, and at the hip if you want to add armor in there. So you'll see perforation at the top of the bicep, accordion stretch of the bicep. You're getting a little bit of an aramid panel right here, and what this does is it just kind of makes sure that you have an extra bit of protection over where the three seams meet. You also have an aramid panel underneath the forearm for extra protection in the event of a slide, so that is going to be aramid reinforced. You can see the redesigned elbow slider here. The previous version was a bit bigger, bulkier. It was replaceable or / removable. This one is not, but it's a much sleeker, svelter design. And then the Sedici Corsa 2 logo just working its way down the side. YKK zip at the opening point. The one thing you'll note here is that the liner is removable, so you can zip out the liner, you can clean it, you can wash it after a hot and sweaty track day, and then you can put it back in. Mass amount of perforation down the front, a lot more perforation than what we're seeing with the Chicane 2. So if you're between the two and you know that you run hot or you know you do a lot of your track days in the heat of the summer, a lot more perforation working its way down the Corsa 2. You'll notice as we work our way down the front of this, you are getting reinforcement at the hip, so double layer leather at the hip. The leather throughout the entire piece is going to be a 1.2 millimeter grade cowhide. So it's a race level cowhide. And again, like I said, the materials are being tested for CE AAA abrasion resistance. You'll notice that the elastication works its way down in the crotch for being able to move yourself around in the motorcycle. You're getting Accordion stretch at the top, which is perforated. The TPU have been redesigned again. That Sedici logo working its way in there. And CE level 2 armor at the knee, knee slider, and then everything from the calf down. McHugh, go ahead and face sideways for me. Everything from the calf down has been redesigned. So the perforated leather is a bit more comfortable, and then the actual cuff of the pant is sleeker and smaller, so it does a better job of fitting into a pair of race boots without feeling bulky. That was one of the complaints from the previous version that Sedici addressed here. While we're facing sideways, McHugh, go ahead and raise your arm up for me, tuck that position down. This is where you're going to notice that massive amount of accordion stretch working its way from the top of the shoulder, where the stretch material up here leaves off. It picks up with accordion stretch. It's all perforated stretch, works its way down, connects to the yoke. Again, this is all different compared to the Chicane 2, so a lot more range of motion. And then this is where you're really going to get that stretch to allow for the airbag to deploy. So keep that in mind. This is all of that massive amount of stretch that's not going to just be the mobility while you're on the motorcycle, but allow the suit to expand in the event that you do need the airbag. Working your way down, you can kind of just see the svelte lines. And then the one note here, you're getting a little bit of that aramid reinforcement at the side. If you face straight backwards for me, while we're down there at the bottom, we'll start actually at the bottom and we'll kind of work our way up, which is a little bit reverse. We were just talking about the aramid. You also get the calf extenders, which carries over from the previous version. So all that stretch material is nice. And if you need a little bit of extra room, you do have calf extenders on the back. If you do have a lot of time that you're putting in at the gym and you get those calves looking nice and meaty, you don't have to worry about the race suit being uncomfortable for you. As you're taking a look at the back in general, a few key notes here. That stretch material works its way all around the top of the race hump. The race hump is now hollowed out. That's going to help to accommodate those big brains on the back of something like an Alpine Stars Tech Air airbag system. And it also allows a bit of extra room should the airbag go off in a crash. So this is now retaining the speed hump, but that is hollowed out so you can use that with an airbag for extra compatibility. Massive amount of perf down the back on this. Does not go all the way to the edge, so you're not worried about that becoming a failure point. All of the accordion stretch on this is perforated, working our way down. You have the Sedici logo working across the yoke. Massive amount of stretch at the yoke for added comfort. And then the seat on this does have a double layer of leather as well. So we talked about the hips, and now the seat both have that double layer of leather. Go ahead and face forward for me. So really what we're looking at here is a lot of key changes to give you the compatibility with an airbag system, to give you additional comfort whether you're using an airbag system or not. You still have pockets for chest and back armor if you're using this on the street and you just want to be able to put a back protector in it. You have that functionality. That carries over. We know there's a lot of people that are using these on the street, but you just get a much cleaner design and kind of more of a sophisticated style with the upgraded TPU that's now designed for the sliders by Sedici. So the whole suit overall looks a little bit newer, looks a little bit more sophisticated. And then from a functionality standpoint, you're getting something that really does perform as well as something north of that $1,000 price point, but for around the $800 price point. So there's a lot of value and functionality baked into this, and there's a lot of people that really have gravitated towards the Corsa 2 as a great entry level or just all around, you know, I want to go do a track day, but I also don't want to break the bank option from Sedici. If you have more questions as to some of the finer points on this, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, wherever you're watching the video. That will take you over to the product page. You can read all the details. If you're still not sure as to which suit is right for you, maybe you're considering a two-piece suit, you want to get the Corsa jacket, and you're going to match that up with some pants, you have questions. Well, we have answers. You can reach out to any one of our customer service reps. They can walk you through all your different options to make sure you find the right race suit for your budget as well as your riding style. I want to thank you for joining us for this first look at the Sedici Corsa 2 race suit. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.